afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting Propagandacast. Me, host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, hero of Psych, defender of the fatherland, your lord and master, who drives you ever onwards to greatness in Commandos 2. Off you till 1 vs 1 on Caen. Yes, indeed, it's Caen. In the south, we got Findeed fighting for the German army, Deutschland, the Oberkommando West, and the 12th SS Panzerdivision Hitlerjugend, tasked with reclaiming this part of Caen from the British under Jove, here with the 50th Infantry Division, Northumbrian. We've got here Spec Ops, Luftwaffe ground forces and fortifications versus special weapons, rolling these and mobile assault here for Jove with triple infantry as well. Noting, of course, he's got two doctrines with flamethrowers, which will be, I think, highly pertinent on a map like this, since there's still a lot of heavy cover. Even though there's not a lot of buildings, but it can need flamethrowers. Plus, closer quarters is also sort of area where flamethrowers tend to be highly effective. Comparatively, Findeed is absolutely nothing like that. He's going for a lot of full Commandos here. Standard stuff, triple sections for Jove. Also very much standard stuff right out of the British toolkit. Despite them at this stage of the war kind of lacking in infantry, which is always why I found the bolstering thing a bit more funny, because they were actually having so big manpower shortages they're beginning to break up regiments and divisions by 1944-45 to make up replacements for other units. It's a little fun note there. But we got forces out here for Findeed, we got triple sections out there for Jove. Now the player they're coming to a doctrine, we got Findeed, they're rushing ahead here through the northwestern quarters of the city. Sturm Pioneers there with assault rifles in hand, looking out for any Thomas, which are filled with several flavours of lead and German insults. More forces there for Findeed, also very much standard Oberkommando. I mean, most of the cases, you know, go for a lot of infantry. For Jove, there might be universal carrier. They tend to be very popular with the British, very good to follow up in the few sections. Could be a Vickers, but I'm suspecting a universal carrier, though there's also the theoretical option he actually tries to take out really fast or bolster section. So, I mean, Jove really has a lot of options. He does go for the Vickers. Sturmpine's moving in here. He's trying to get an idea of where Jove is and isn't. So he can maybe start with Sturmpine if he can catch the section isolated with the Sturmpines. The Sturmpines generally have a good chance of beating him. The problem with Sturmpine is, if you encounter two units, you Sturmpines, unless your opponent does something really wrong and you do something really right, tend to lose. But there you go, Joe strikes at the cutoff, well, not really a cutoff point anymore. It used to be a cutoff point before the map got fixed. Now it's just a really good point, but it's not quite so crucial in a lot of ways. Findeed, they're sneaking about here in the south. We got a bit of movement here as well. Of course, now you got this little strip here being connected by another point, so it's less crucial, although he needs this point actually to connect it. Of course, there's a section there. Others moving in. You must go following up on the Vickers there, so both players are committing to a lot of tier 1 stuff, or I suppose you could say tier 0 there for the British, so they haven't built anything. Germans there are losing out to the section, which of course in heavy cover does really well on its own, but there you go, more forces arriving. Schnell, we must help our friends. They're from Hamburg. I don't like people from there. Shut up, Ludwig. Just shoot the Tommies. Trying way there for Findeed, going up here for the car front for the fuel point up north. Jump push back there with the Vickers machine gun and forced away from the other point there. Aggression and heavy play, this course what we're expecting here from players like Jove and Findeed, both highly experienced veteran players, driven to the utmost peaks of Companies. Try on the way there, likely going to be a battle group headquarters. He could go for mechanized regiment, but with the timing, and I would also say the map, battle group headquarters seems to make a lot more sense to me. But of course, Findeed is always capable of doing things that can surprise me. Shots being fired there, troops pulling back, going here for the centre victory point at least here. Troops are being slowly overwhelmed. Findeed needs to be quickly gain control of the situation here. And Jove actually goes for the Vickers K. I actually figured a flamethrower, but that would require tech, and I guess it's not taking up quite yet. But of course the flamethrower would be really good on some ways on the hand. I mean, the Vickers K isn't far from bad. In fact, it's a pretty good upgrade on the universal carrier. Up here, section push back. Findeed playing to his strength too, which is using his full abilities together in groups, since one-on-one they tend not to do too well. And Findeed does go for mechanized regiment. Lightly surprised here. I'm not too surprised either. Got the universal company on the full abilities, hammering away the machine guns. Don't know if they actually use the Vickers K. I've seen suggestions they would actually have mounted 50 calibers on top of the universal carrier, which certainly looked a lot more impressive. By the way. Moving through the south here, back and forth so far between the two sides. Victory points wise, it's a time lead for Jove Findeed so far. Sturmpani's catching a section off guard. That's really great there for Findeed. Less amazing for Jove's section, which quickly tries to hold up in the ruins here, but sadly finds no safety, no sanctuary from the German army here. Vickers moving in, or University moving in there. Spickers on watch in the south. Mechanized regiment done. That opens up the Panzerfaust there for him. And the other question is, does Findeed go for the Lux? Does it go for the Puma? Because most likely, I mean, Joe will go for an AC in response to the Lux. And even the Puma that comes to likely force a response at the same time. It's not an amazing map for the Puma in some ways. So, I mean, there's an argument for it though, but of course he has to go for something. Otherwise, the mechanized regiment is just a huge waste of resources. So, being to see there what Findeed aims for versus Joe. We got the section dealing with the full strength, pushing them down and murdering them. Nice work there by Joe's forces. Big 2 points wise. The British Army, the 50th Northumbrian Infantry Division, continues its lead. The battle for Caen took many attempts for the British to secure it. Numerous operations, including names like Operation Goodwood, were launched. Many of them failed before they even reached Caen due to the severity of the German defences, but also to the extent I think the British didn't take it quite fully seriously how well the Germans were defending at times. But again, good German defence at something, in particular Flak 88s being quickly turned about to blow up British tanks. Certainly played a few good roles there. Forces moving up, he's going to get close up with the sappers. Noting no bulleted sections here for Jove as of yet. And we do get mobile assault. I mean, it's probably one of the most common British doctrines at the moment. It just offers a lot of good stuff. Flamethrowers, Commandos, the land matches. In theory, advanced cover combat, if someone actually able to use it. I mean, that's a pretty good ability as well. Plus, you get vehicle crew repairs. I mean, it's just strong. It's, I would probably call it like the something close to the British Gart Rifle, Gart Motor, you know, for the Soviets. Like, that's just, you know, also don't use a ton of use it because there's a lot of good abilities for the army. So what ends up here with Joe and Findeed. Findeed, they're set to go for Doctrine. I mean, he's sort of, you know, follow. He's going to go for the most common. It would likely be Spec Ops for the Command Panther. We'll have to see if Findeed follows that path. He can be a bit so-and-so with those things. AC on the way there for Joe. And of course, there's not meant to, you know, disparage Findeed or anything like that. But sometimes he does like to go his own ways. AC there slowly on the way there for Jove. Certainly anticipating something. If Indeed does go for the looks, that's going to be a bit unpleasant there for him. Depending, of course, on other measures. But really, AC versus looks, the AC wins hard. We can see that Findeed is laying down mines, possibly anticipating that AC. And that, of course, is why he might be going for the looks. It feels like he's got a good enough hand to, you know, still go for it and not get completely trounced by Jove. Shots firing here and there. And there you go, got the AC Mark III out here for Jove. The British, by the way, used a lot of armoured cars throughout the war. They produced a whole bunch of them. Which is something I've always found a bit amusing with the British. They had a lot of armoured cars. More sappers with Joe. I imagine he's going to be committing heavily to the flamethrowers at some point. I mean, he's got the munitions for it. So, not be surprised. Findeed's going to go for another trap. That's going to be the Battle Group Headquarters, and Battle Group Headquarters Mechanized Regiment usually means Spec Ops stall into Command Panther and try to win the game that way. We'll have to see, of course, further text up makes use of the rest of Doctrine, like say Orbital Done with Infant Assault Rifles, because on a map like this, Orbital Done with Infant Assault Rifles are really good. I mean, Infant Assault Rifles are kind of like flamethrowers in some mechanically in some ways. At least they're kind of good versus units in common structures. Now, of course, they don't get a bonus, but on hand, they're assault rifles and then orbital darts, so they're really, really good. And a map like this is actually where they can work really well. So I kind of hope Findeed goes there. I kind of hope, but we'll see. I mean, most players never tend to go there, despite it actually being really good. I mean, double orbital with assault rifles can actually cause really grievous harm. Because of the way the assault rifles work, usually what happens when you retreat, they retreat through cover and all that, so they tend to be slightly harder to kill. But the orbitals in for assault rifles don't again particularly care about their covers. Again, they tend to just work a bit better in that sense as well versus retreating units. So there's certainly some potential there between Findeed and Joe, but we'll have to see if it goes there. Flamethrowers out there, bolted section. That's all we can now see there. We'll probably be seeing double flamethrowers maybe. There we go, AC stuns it up, goes for the kill here. The arcade therefore reveals itself, opening up there on Jove's AC. He doesn't care, they go straight for the runes, but there you go, gets caught up, he's going to have to pop smoke. Smoke! Terrence the Smoke T! I said smoke, you clipper! No! And there you go, AC down. That's definitely an unfortunate move there for Jove. Might have been thinking he could get through the terrain much easier than he can sometimes to misjudge the terrain, and these things happen. It's very unfortunate there for Jove, who immediately commits to another AC, so it indicates how much of a threat the Lux is. He has to commit to another one. But certainly also shows he's not too worried about other things otherwise. But there you go. Universe guy's going to go into Lux and the auto cannon, demolishing Jove's small crew there. Otherwise, Jove retains a strong position across the map here, with a lot of infantry and of course strong infantry here. Findeed, they bring up the assault rifles, just don't give their field and field sick ever so slowly. Of course, worth noting, Fulch Grenadiers technically did not exist by Normandy. In fact, they came into effect after the losses there, and on the Eastern Front there was sort of a response to that and the fact that they came back because of the assassination attempt on Hitler and the afterwards coup there, which was in part included elements of the reserve army, which was the bit that sort of stood for the creation of unions. Once that got handed over to Himmler, they began sort of trying to create the Volksgrenadiers. So, little fun note there. I mean, admittedly, companies want also had Volksgrenadiers around there. That was definitely way too early there. So, little fun historical fact there. Unit wiped out there, almost. By which I mean, not at all, they just lost one guy. But I'm sure he felt important to the entire war effort. Line for gun out here for Findeed to help deal with Joe's support weapons. Second AC moving out there. Might surprise Findeed. Most players would not commit to a second armoured car like this, since it is kind of expensive. Of course, the British armoured car does have the advantage. It can work versus medium armour, which of course is where most other armoured cars tend to run into a bit of an issue. They tend not to work too well. So yeah, Belgrove headquarters up there for Findeed. Medics on the line for gun on the way. We all got the medics. No repair pioneers up here though for the mechanized regiment. Troops being blasted out in the open. Jove could consider calling in some infiltration commandos now to surprise and ambush Findeed's forces to gut them like rats. We'll see what ends up with. Troops in and enforcing. A weapon racks up for Jove. Very good choice there. Bren guns actually tend to get a bit overlooked by a lot of British players when they go for bolted sections, in part because if you just block them up, you don't always need them. You can actually do a ton of damage, but bolted sections with Bren guns do pack a punch, and particularly when your opponent goes for upgraded Volksgrenadiers, which can always trade incredibly efficient for that price level. I mean, Bren guns would really help you just, trade that against them. Of course, it also gives them access to Piets, which is also probably something who wants to help deal with that Lux. Right, he hooks into the sappers. A nice attempt here, though, by Joe, but looks like he didn't get fully punished. Very lucky for him. Very fortunate. And there we go, we got the Bren guns out there. Bren gun was, in fact, a Czechoslovakian light machine gun, which the name slightly reflects. The BR stands for Briano, which is where the sort of original factory lay in, and N stands for Enfield, which is where the British munitions or weapons factory there. It's a little fun fact. They were slightly modified, I believe, from the Czechoslovakian gun. But little fun note there. Section standing about here, under fire from that Lux. Victory points wise, by Joe still has a massive lead. In fact, now has a massive lead. If indeed here he's got 496 versus Findeed's less than 300 victory points. Pretty good development here for Joe. Less astounding for Findeed, though he's otherwise in a strong position. So obviously it's far from determined where this match is going to go. But it's only something Findeed has to be mindful of, lest he risks total annihilation. Joe's got a nice fuel lead there. Section setting out. Sappers will mines. In the case of German mines, might also just leave him open for Piats there, obviously. And we got a 6-pounder gun to help assist with the Lux. Findeed getting into a strong and strong position here versus Jove. And gaining control of the central square, so he knows how to control the flow of the field battle here. Okay, never spotted by the section. Bren guns opening up, but sadly on the Fulton is round there. Oh, we got an artillery call in here. 25-pounder gun will be opening up in theory, but likely Findeed's just going to move it. Unless he's too preoccupied elsewhere. There we go, he just retreats. Oh, that was actually close to getting off a really good hit. That could have whacked like Kedden ever. It's not bad at all there for Jove, not bad at all. Troops running out here. Mines up, but they are being spotted there by the sappers. Minesweeper. So there you go, 6-pounder gun out here for Jove. Sappers going here for the Volkskommandos, opening up with the flamethrowers. Got Luke's moving in, creeping ahead for Deutschland. And we got tech, so Findeed is in fact not going to rely solely on stalling for the Command Panther. Very nice to see there. There will be tech, and we might actually be seeing Orbison with them for assault rifles, which again, on a map like this, could prove really helpful. In particular, once the Bren sections begin hitting hard, they could give his Volkskommandos a hard time. So having something a bit harder than that could in fact prove to be a really good investment here for Findeed long term. But otherwise we maintain good control. We got MG34 Sappers to further just control Jove's infantry movements. Findeed is leading aggressively and he's leading hard for the German army. And there you go, Commandos out for Jove, infiltrating here by the light infantry gun. Sten guns there turning into the unfortunate gun crew, annihilate them in a matter of seconds. Excellent work there by Jove. But there you go, return Brandham Granate. Going to force them out, moving up here on the machine gun, or light gun if you can claim that. Actually pretty big there for Jove. That of course we need to have an artillery piece, and Findeed would not. Of course, the tricky, it's so close to the enemy lines, it's going to be tricky to get there easily, but if he can get it, it would be good, but most likely he's just going to destroy it. Which is obviously not as amazing, but still pretty good, as it does remove one support element there for Findeed. So there we go, light infantry gun destroyed. We got it! We got the artillery piece! It's just a light one. I'm sure the Germans could get another one. Stop being such a spoilsport, Terrence. Have some fun in your life. For fun? People are dying here! Exactly. That's why you have to have the most fun. Are you a psychopath? Well, my mother always said it was a bit funny. Shroud Pounded Quarters going up there for Findeed. Troops reinforcing. 5 kills already. That's very good. There you go. Like hitting everything up in this AC, but 6-pounder gun hits back on the Lukes. Bit of skirmishing in the south. Section push back the Footloose with ease. Their Bren guns laying down a highly accurate firepower, murdering the sections. As Footloose, there we go, being caught out over here though. And we got assault rifles catching the section in a pretty bad spot here. No cover and anything else. And at close range, had they been the heavy cover, they'd been probably much better off. Push here. We got the machine moving up. Strange the Vickers though. A not quite well executed assault here, I think, for Findeed. Taking heavy damage, heavy catch for some reason, though they managed to get through the Vickers. Pretty lucky there for Findeed. Ooh, sneaking up here, the Foxes behind. There you go, Commandos bringing Sten guns, sweeping away the Hun. No tag up for Jove. He can go for light artillery once. Well, light artillery, rocket artillery. And there you go, Matsia White here. Foxes might have gone a bit too confident, pushing away the first section, but no, gets away. Pretty damn lucky there. Machine gun reloading, troops dying out here. Machine gun forced away for Findeed. Troops back here, but this time the section is in heavy cover. Could make problem in some artillery. Still on tech up for Jove. Findeed could be going for the orbital dart and isn't. Vickers cleared out. That's a big loss there for Jove. Unless we can get it back here. Folks are going to make a round foot, and that would be a bad idea if they tried to grab it right in front of the Commandos. Findeed realizes this and retreats. Skirmishing here. Trying to slightly further position himself so he doesn't take too much damage from the Volkskommandos here. Jove is still not taking up. We got a lot of healing reinforcement, but nothing further happening there. AC's coming repairs. Commandos need to grab. Oh, they can't grab it due to the Looks patrolling about. And the 6-pounder gun is not able to immediately assist there. Big 2 points wise though. Jove continues to bleed up Findeed, though he has been forced a few notches down here. Jove finally taking up Findeed's. Shroud Pounded Quarters remains silent. Running about there, sandbags up here, troops in enforcing. tech slowly approaching being done. You can push out a tank faster than Findeed in most cases, and the Crom here could certainly have out a bunch. Expanding gun maneuvering. AC being slowly fixed up. Back here reinforcement. Mines up here. Die Schulmine 42. There we go. Light gun bomb off on the Stone Pioneers. Almost gets the one. That is a really patient play there by Jove, and it almost worked out perfectly. I can imagine Findeed is a bit relieved that he did not get his unit up. There we go. Gets the Kettenwerfer and forces the machine gun away here. That commando ambush was an absolute master play there for Jove. Just really patient, and then just when the trap sprung, completely threw off Findeed there. Taking out one of the cannons, leaving it wide open here for Jove to secure. Now Lux is actually in a bad situation. The AC could take him down. This is great for Jove. This is absolutely great. The Shrap Punch Corps might be able to cover it up, and no, it didn't. The Lux is down. And absolutely decisive strike here against Findeed. Good lord. Troops sitting force, and they got the Crom on the way. Findeed can go for the Panzer IV now, and that's going to be necessary. Orbstad, I still think, would be a really good choice as well with infantry assault rifles, though of course that is just me. I'll wait. Joe should probably prioritise somehow grabbing these two support weapons. I mean, he does have some sappers. They did lose the flamethrowers, but I like getting the machine gun and the Kervin in action here would be helpful. And of course, just a really nasty blow to Findeed that he's had to worry about his own Kervin rather. Troops bringing hit strength to the Bren guns, noting that only one Bren, but that could be quite helpful there. Forces already taking losses against the unit getting that heavy cover bonus. Not good. The Kervin secured, very good. And we got the Cromwell out here for the 50th Infantry. Almost done for Findeed. Wunderbar. Up here, section pushed out. The footers have the head double Bren guns. That have been, I think, a much more decisive beating. Some of the sections, though, have been upgraded with double Brens. And you go machine gun versus the double. Oh, they have to reload. I really wish that in some way they just, you know, if nothing is happening for, say, a few seconds, they just automatically reload the machine gun. On the other hand, a bit of a blow there to Joe, a bit of a fumble. Machine gun was not recruited fast enough, and now it is part of the German army. On the other hand, you get the machine gun in return. That might slightly compensate for it, but no, didn't quite work out still. Not good there for Joe. On the Kevin, that's going to be really great was the Panzer IV, but losing that machine gun does mean Findeed's going to have an easier time of controlling Joe's infantry movements. Quick see a white pit. Oh, grenade off! But not an explosive grenade, just an incendiary one. Panzer IV striking the 16 is going to need armor support up with the Cromwell and the AC. Could overwhelm the Panzer IV pretty fast and deal with it, but the AC is too far removed to actually immediately respond with such speed and alacrity. Got the Orbstad out. No munitions available yet for an upgrade. We'll see what he goes for the assault rifle with the light machine gun. Assault rifles, of course, would also have the benefit they are cheaper, so you can hit them faster. Section sneaking about. More sappers out to help repair and probably also help recruit stuff, so he doesn't end up in that situation to lose the machine gun again. Cromwell there, just waiting for something to happen. AC good to go. Got the orbs and the forces moving ahead here. And grenade off there, delaying this upgrade, but there you go, Cromwell to the centre here. Panzer IV ready, but also got the Kedden for backing that up. 6-pounder gun could also move into the assist if necessary, and there goes shot fire. Bounces off the Panzer IV frontal armour. Bit of skirmishing here and there. Shot bounces off the Cromwell's frontal armour from the Panzer IV. Back here, troops ready to go there for Findeed for the Commonwealth. And there you go, full flank up behind the section. Nice play there by Findeed. Joe there being a bit too obvious what he's doing and not moving about. Orbstad very close to the assault rifle upgrade, if that is what he's playing for. Though again, light machine guns can also work, and once more spends his mission on something else, slightly delaying it once more. Another Brandhand Granate. The Orbstad find the cover crumbling on them. And got the cover, it's gone to sandbags. It's sort of been more durable since this. Well, we are using French sand, Ludwig. Good German sand would be much more durable, I'm sure of it. Further north, it crumbling in with the forces there. The cover slowly crumbling once more. But we got the Panther moving in. It is exposed in the realm a bit. Here's the crumble. They see too far removed, so can't survive to back up the crumble, which always given the advantage was the Panther 4. And there you go, Commandos arriving, forcing away the Orbital line, which unupgraded have absolutely no chance in hell. And what is this? We got a mortar in play from RP. Jove's feeling confident enough he can get away with it, just feels it's necessary. Either way, he's going to be able to cover a notable chunk of the map here around the centre. It's going to make it much harder for Findeed to fight here. And can almost cover 2 victory points actually, but it's going to make it hard for Findeed to move through most of the maps. He's going to have to take larger paths, or he's going to have to accept some casualties. Victory point secured. There you go, mortar placement ready, so any units here, particularly that machine is going to be easy to... Oh, the raket was nearby. This is going to be an absolutely great barrage target. I imagine Findeed's going to realise that pretty quickly. Either when he realises on his own, or when he realises it when the mortar sort of, shall we say, clues him in on it. First round falls. There's the second also done quite a bit. There you go, he seems to realise he can never getting to move stuff about here. Bit of horrid action considering 80's badge, which is normally more accurate, and also B, it's pretty close to the mortar. It's pretty lucky for Findeed actually that apparently Joe's mortar crew has been drinking heavily. Oh, we found a large cache of French wine. It was very lovely. But you can't hit the target. It's got me feel really bad for Jove there. I mean, that should have been an easy, just, you know, good set of kills, and somehow they managed to miss on every hit. It's just really rotten luck there for Jove. I feel bad for him. Got the Panther 4 moving in there. Findeed moving about very flexible to do things, and we do have the infantry assault up for the Orbital done. Very nice upgrade there. Very nice. Section here behind heavy cover. It's going to find the heavy cover isn't quite as effective as it could be. There we go, taking heavy damage very rapidly. Lost a gun crew there. Imagine that's going to be a machine gun there that got wiped out somewhere. Oh, there's like a Kedner for number 2. They got exterminated. That's definitely not good news for Findeed if he keeps losing a Kedner as there to his opponent. It's going to make much harder for Findeed to use his armor. He's probably going to go for the Command Panther now to back up his own Panther 4. Certainly a better timing for it. More rationing from both sides, and they're now both aiming for the fuel here. But Crumble almost saves the day, but sadly isn't enough in the end to prevent them from grabbing it, or at least cutting it off. But he almost gets a full wipe then for Findeed section. Panther 4 that gets one academy, the other one is not recruited here by Jove. 6 Panther gun lands from that hit, but we got the full squad here. Full squad, the platoon more or less flanking in. They see the planning to back up. They got Commandos are popping light gun bomb in the expected movement. Their path doesn't quite work out. Fortune treat noting they're already veteranly free and are thus true heroes of the Commonwealth. Good work there by Jove. Cromwell rolling in here and crushing over the troops here. Is he planning a comet here? Is he planning like a Churchill? I mean, he's floating fuel and manpowers. I mean, either way, getting a specialization, choosing soon, and then going for some sort of big tank, that would be a really good idea. And by really good idea, I mean really good idea. No, Findeed does not go for the Command Panther. In fact, opting for the faster regular Panther. In this case, faster to get. Also makes a lot of sense. Also, they'll find that infantry assault rifles, while good versus units in cover, are less amazing versus tanks. Fun fact, there also existed infantry equipment for the Panthers. Little fun note there. Troops reinforcing. We've got a Ford assembly here with medics on the way, and we got Hammer. I was about to say Anvil. Most players go for nowadays, but Comets there could prove useful. Could prove very useful. Still hasn't grabbed that. I mean, now he's actually using it as bait. I mean, the Commandos are within range, so if he tries to recruit, he can just kill the crew, maybe get whatever tries to grab it. It might just be exactly what Jove is planning. It'd be a nasty move there. A bit tricky to execute, but probably a player like Jove would be able to pull it off here. One of his skill and stature. Fulton's moving up there. Will it happen? Will it happen? Yes! Do we get it? Yes, yes, yes! That's exactly what Jove planned. He was using a bait to cause Findeed to waste manpower. The cheeky bastard. Panther ready here on the western front, though. Lacks infantry support. The infantry, though, is nearby, theoretically. Orbison reinforcing. Jove a bit short on manpower. He can't quite go for the combat right away. Bren guns opening up there. I believe that is the one Bren section. Got a artillery call in here as well. Panther moving up. The Ken were caught off guard. Not good there. Commandos with 24 kills. Have certainly proven that bit there for the Commonwealth. Second flanked by the Panther. Artillery raining down here. In the south, we got the Panther striking here. He's basically trying to make some push. They're trying to overwhelm Jove. And there you go. Grenade off and the machine gun. Doesn't quite work out due to the heavy carbine. But there you go. The Commando Sten guns murder the crew. Possibly opening up here for claiming the Vickers machine gun for the Commonwealth. And attacking up there you go. Fulton's moving in with opposite side support here. Charging forward through the smoke, through the ruins, through the debris of this ruined street of Caen. Panther hanging back. He hasn't done too much. Mortar in place from there. Firing away. Right on the machine gun. Very close quarters there. Betty 2 gaining the mortar. Orbison charging forward to the section of sappers here. Heavy assault rifle fire there. Cutting down the Tommies like they're straws of wheat. Ready to be reaped. Cromwell flanking up. No console here for Jove. He's close, but he's not quite there. Needs to pull back that Cromwell now. Taking too much fire here from the German tank. 6-pounder gun providing some covering fire. That is some intense stuff in the south section. Grabbing the point here. 169 versus 301. Reinforcement healing. Comet is not too far off. AC doing what he can here to buy time for the 6-pounder gun to get out of there. In this case, using the rapid maneuvers ability to get it out of there fast. It's basically a sprint. They can also allow it to rotate fast. It's actually a reasonably good ability. It's just one to look by a lot of British players. But clearly, Jove is Jove. And he knows how to use it. He knows the true power of this. Excellent. He might have to pop a smoke to him with Cromwell till he's trying to get it out of there. But at this stage, immobilizing the Panther. Oh! Right from the anti-tank gun. Smoke down as well here. Clever move there by Jove. At least he might not be able to get the Panther. That's going to be pretty close if he doesn't get it. Ah, so close. Shot missed by just a hair's breadth. And there you go, Panther going in for the Cromwell here, getting it out of there. And AC and Cromwell down. Big loss there for Jove, but was really close. They got the Panther. That was a almost perfect save there for Joe in the turning around. But in this case, fortune did not favour Jove by just a few inches. Resulting loss of his tank and his armoured car. Of course, he's going for the Comet here. Shot bounces off the Panther Horse. Armour here, troops in reinforcing. No Piet still here for any of Jove's forces. You might consider that. Of course, upgrading whatever we can with full Bren guns. Even the Commandos, by the way, can benefit from a few Bren guns. 6-pounder gun about to get destroyed. Oh, misses. And he grabs it. We could see the Panther 4 go down. Turn the tables in Findeed. And Panther 4 is down. Trouncing a few parked cars before blowing up. There you go, P-heads up. Section A being overwhelmed by the opposite line, backing up by Fulton's Grenadiers. Almost ready to there. Sending grenades on it, bracing up here. And Comet there, good to go. For the 50th Infantry Division, adding in the Tank Commander. Need to fix that one up though. Shoots, misses. Bit unfortunate there for Joe. Good for Findeed. Second shot misses really bad. In fact, it misses so bad I don't know where it went. Commandos flanking up here. Nice work. I think really great use of this Commandos in this case. You might want to allow him to fire freely. Machine gun there quickly rushed by the Cromwell. And that got destroyed for repair. That's unfortunate smoking off the machine gun. Nice work there by Jove's Comet. Grenade assault there. Attempts to prevent the Commandos from pursuing. Nice attempt there by Findeed. In this case, they weren't pursuing because they were already suppressed. It's a bit of redundancy there by Findeed. Also moving up, finding the fountain they're hoping to crawl behind cover for. Just vanishing before their eyes, and there you go, Jurgen displaced into the next realm by the Comet 77 with a gun. Technically a 17-pounder gun, but shorter, and also using different munitions, so they called it the 77 gun to avoid any sort of logistical issues. Panzerfaust off here. Could pop a grenade, or just, you know, let them run. Panther moving in, engaging the Comet. Nice flank there. Shot from the Comet bounces. P8's flying, also bouncing. About the 6-pounder gun moving up. Shot misses. There you go. Something hit, but seemingly failed to penetrate again. Sturm punt flank up directly from the Comet. Another hit from the Panther here. And we got the machine here. There's the section. Bren guns firing a Commander standing about here. In the west, we got the section here. There's this machine guns quickly suppressed. Could try maybe calling artillery. And force off the south here. Intense action still going on between these two players. Findeed can soon go for another Panther 4. He could also go for a regular Panther more. He could go for a Command Panther. As for Jove, trying to get as many Comets, I think would be the choice here. And of course, just fixing up the Comet as fast as possible. Comet halfway fixed up here for Jove and the 50th Infantry. 34 kills on those Commandos. He's keeping them on hold all the time again to ensure they can ambush well, but there's also risky, you know, loses chances of free shots here and there if things get dicey. So what is Joe going to do next? Comet very close to veteran one. There you go, grenade off. Didn't quite hit the mark. Findeed dodged it. Still Commandos up close to be able to do a lot of damage because they are just falling like leaves in autumn. Sabbath pushed back. He obviously got in there moving in. Commander moving again. Needs to be careful doesn't get caught him anything back. And there you go. Kubrick's getting Panther-fausted and damage engine. And exactly what happens. There you go. Panther's taking a lot of return hits here. 6-pounder gun to Kedmare for Comet. All hammering away here. Panther gaining veteran 2, but it almost gets destroyed as well. Comet gaining veterans 1. In return. Oh, we got white phosphorus here off. Very nice, very nice. But Kedmare for flanking here. Very nice move there by Findeed. He's not realising it though. Taking another hit here. And we got smoke off there. In fact, that was white phosphorus, which has an incredibly short cooldown. So nice work there by Jove. Really great use of that ability. So only one reason to go for the Comet just alone, that is that white phosphorus ability. Could just quickly drain a unit of health. I mean, if they do not retreat immediately, then they can pretty much get wiped by anything. It's a very strong ability in the right hands, and clearly Jove's got those hands. Some say they were blessed by Churchill himself, though how exactly that worked, no one actually knows. Comet number 2 on the way there for Jove. Bring up more of those flash British tanks. There you go, Comet engaging once more, 7 kills. Grenade assault here, but easily dodged there. Second Comet on the way there for Jove. White phosphorus in the machine gun. Obviously I'm trying a bit on their own, but sadly not the best route to attack through. And it does look like he's setting up for that. Could also be going for the King Tiger, honestly, at this stage. I mean, he's got fuel for the command pound, probably at the moment for some time ago, so he might in fact be in for the King Tiger instead, the Königstiger. You now have a new Comet tank. Commandos there, 38 kills, about to murder some Germans on some steps. There we go. 40 kills. Second Comet arriving here for the 50th Infantry Division. Nice kidnap hit. Panther moving up as well. Missing hit there. 6-pounder gun might want to turn about a bit. And what is this? We got a trench to cover the western victory point. Intriguing move there by Joe. There certainly has been a slight increase in trenches lately from British. Seems like the return to the metagame, having been dismissed after the nerf there has been useless, but Clearly players like Jove are pioneering new ways, and of course other players. Straight into mine in front of that trench is not where you want to be here. And for these folks, they might get close enough and incendiary grenade, but they also might just end up dead. Yes indeed, Command rushing in here. Wiping it there, machine gun next target. Command might just want to pop a grenade here, to be honest. Push through the center. Panther hanging back in reserve positions. But yeah, I think at this stage Findeed is very much playing for the King Tiger. Tiger 2. And a follow-up there, Comet annihilates one of Findeed's folks in the squads, gaining veteran 2, which of course makes it more lethal as it gains better turret rotation and accuracy. Bad news for Findeed and the German army. And there go White Fuzz on the machine gun. Cut Panthers caught up a bit up in it. Another push here, section back with the brand guns. Comet could of course rush in to support easily as well. Going for the victory point. Commandos taking some fire there from the command panzer. Did not go for the King Tiger. Alright, it just seemed like he was going for it. Grenade is following up with the incendiary grenade. An interesting move there. All the way, that's 2 Panthers out versus 2 Comets. Love to see how Jove responds to this and how Findeed tries to place his advantage. There you go. Both Panthers going for the isolated Comets. That's definitely the right way. He needs to get out of there fast. Mine hit on one of the Panthers. Very good. There's still the command Panther. That one has marked the Comet there for death. Got the other Comet moving in here. Big push for Findeed. Need to get the other tank webs in there. Oh dear. Anti-tank needs to turn about here quickly. Cleared out though by supporting infantry. No supporting infantry from Jove. Anti-tank and destroyed. Very nice work here. Nice hit from the Common and the Panther. What he can pursue here would allow the Panthers to get away. He could try and maybe flank around here. Of course, that mean heading into unknown territory with all sorts of Nazi things could be sneaking about. But looks like he's going to try and go for it here. Nice hit there, but takes nice return here from the Panthers. Half expecting 3 there. But the other command Panther's going really, really fast. Could leave the regular one to its own. About to lose a Common here. Fall back, Jove. Fall back. Misses and might not get missed in return. There go. Comet down. Jove pushed a bit too far here, leaving Findeed now with 2 Panthers versus 1 Comet. That is great for Findeed. Not too great for Jove. And both Panthers, they're going to be able to escape. Now he still seems in pursuit here, but note here that Findeed's ensuring they aren't moving at roughly the same pace in the one with the damaged engine, so that way he can't just quickly clear out one. But of course, if Findeed makes a mistake like this, there might just be a chance here. There might just be a chance now. Main gun out. Main gun out. Can Jove get it done? We got him moving up here though. Shoots. Almost got it. Troops running in there. Can he finish it off here? One more hit. One more hit. Shot bounces. Shot bounces. Falcon's popping up for Pantherfaust. And that could result in the Common there being easy enough to shot here. Shot bounced again. Panther misses. All of a sudden, Veteran 3 moving in. Sabbath pushed back. White Phosphorus off here. It's going to go for the wipe on the Orbital Darden. Grenade assault off in the section. Orbital wiped. And section is almost dead in return. Brutal stuff here. Both Panthers get away though. That is not good news for Jove. Check that, Veteran 2 Panther, which is almost Veteran 3. Jove might at this stage have to consider Fireflies to bag up those like Kevin that almost got the Comet. Forced away though. Machine gun out in the open, getting murdered here by the section. Section occupied, we got a machine gun back in control there for Findeed as well. Really tense stuff here, and looks like Jove is maybe planning for that. Oh, he's going for another comment. We'll have to see what they insert with. Prioritizing the command Panther here. Repair pioneers could maybe need to move up both Panthers just to get them fixed a bit faster. It is the Firefly here for Jove. Sherman VC. Calling in the artillery to clear out that area, not a bad idea. 169 versus 89. Findeed is certainly on a pressured spot here. And the 25 pounder guns just bombarding the area. 87 left Commandos moving about there. 42 kills. And catching the Raketenwerfer and wiping it in a matter of seconds. They show no inclination towards any sort of mercy. As far as they're concerned, it's a word invented by the French and should thusly be disregarded. Mercy, isn't that French for thanks? Well, thank you too, hun. Pew pew pew. I don't know. Anyways, Firefly out here for Jove. 46 kills on those gentlemen of, well, ungentlemanly warfare. Strange the machine gun here. Forgot about that, it seems like. Command Panther good to go. Panther also good to go. Well, could do maybe some repairs. And we got a Panther auto back up Findeed as well, forming up a formidable armoured force to give Jove a really rough time. Okay, opening up there. Panther down to half health already. Basil sneaking in. White Foster's up to once more soften up Findeed's defences. Findeed a bit shone in infantry here. Certainly putting his eggs in a rather panther-shaped basket. Far opening the Panther 4, landing a nice hit there. Another trench up, we got troops flanking, but are instantly halted in the attempt to get another push. He seems to forget about the machine gun, or he's creeping up there. He's using all the cratering from the artillery to creep up there and pop a grenade. Nice play there, and also throwing in the mid there. Oh dear, good chance I think they're getting a white. Good chance. Commandos are absolutely lethal in the hands of an expert player like Jove, as you can see there. Certainly begs the question where Joe went to when he was conscripted into the army. Anyways, machine gun in a bit of trouble, grabbing the victory point here. In fact, could get a free victory point in now with Findeed and quickly put him out. There you go, White Phosphorus again. An absolute master with that stuff. Findeed's going to have to make some sort of kind of bold armoured push against Joe in the hopes of, pulling it back. And Joe is realising this. He's sticking in with the trenches, which where Panthers don't quite necessarily work. Well, there you go, going for the Firefly, striking at a weak point there. Findeed sends an opportunity, goes for it. There you go, tulip rockets off. One hit. A Kevin landing hit here on the Command Panther down to half health, but the Firefly is going to go down. Almost got the Command Panther, still got the other Panther, and he gains Vectoring 3. This is horrendous news for Jove. It's amazing news for Findeed, as long as he doesn't throw away the Panther there. Command Panther's almost down. McKenna can't quite hit it. Panther 4 moving up. It's 50 points left here for Findeed. He's not gaining in the points, though. Jove is defending them with his life, and there you go. Pietz take out the Command Panther. Regular Panther's hunting the Comet, but it's hit that there. And meanwhile, he could theoretically just destroy the Panther 4 before the Panther is. Oh no, he's going to get flanked here. Almost Ace Panther versus Ace Comet there. Grenades off. He's getting the sappers up there. Panther landing another hit there. Veteran feed means that it has a high rate of fire. Pietz flying there. Oh, 9. He got the Comet, but he might lose the Panther. 27 points left here. He's managed to gain some of the other points. Jove is bleeding out, but so is Findeed. Morbs are out here. Getting in for assault rifles. Panther trying to desperately escape here, blitzing away. Academy for push back here. Units being wiped out left, right, and centre here. Commander's going to lead up for another absolutely horrific assault here on Paul Findeed's men. Light gun bomb off. In this case, they're not too close there. But there, Gobson up within for assault. Can they kill the Commanders fast enough? Yes, they can. And every single one of them probably earned themselves a Victoria Cross, but in the end they did go down to the Obersoldaten. Probably only those chaps an Iron Cross, first class. Oh dear, he's going to lose that Panther 4, isn't he? He's down to 25 points. We got the Obersoldaten charging forwards on their own against a held British position, trenched in. Orbs on the heading to retreat. Looks scheiße. This is where repair pioneers would be helpful there for Findeed's Panther there. Machine gun sending up here. The Vickers close to veteran fleet. Trench sappers holding out. They're going for the northern victory point, stumbling upon the corpses of the fallen commandos. Good lord, those chaps certainly knew how to kill. Well, they were Irish. Oh, they do have a lot of repressed tendencies, don't they? Well, they are Irish. Yes, potatoes. Too many potatoes. Troops moving up here. 11 points left for Findeed here versus Jove's 142. 10 points left. 9 points left. Certainly enough to make Findeed go 999. Trenched in there. Digging in there as well with the trench and sandbags. How will Joe recover any of the victory points? He's got no tanks. Media. They could theoretically soon go for a Comet more. 139. Findeed's Panther is once more fit for the fight for the German cause. Section moving up here. He might just call in artillery to just flatten the area. Clear up the point maybe. Panther moving up, clearing out the car, making things much easier with a machine gun. He might be better off going for the southern one, where there is no trench. There we go, artillery called in, but a bit too short there. Bit too short, I'm afraid. Findeed is certainly going to do everything I think he can in his power to just defend these 2 points, in particular the central one if Joe decides, you know, you're going to focus that. So whatever Joe's going to do, he's going to have to be involving in a quick strike. He just, out of nowhere, like just completely blindsiding Findeed, in which case we just hold 2 points here, he can win. But right now, Findeed, I think, is going to try and set up a defense where basically he's got a reserve that can sort of quickly react to either thing. Just defense, say 1 point draw, Joe could easily rush the other one. So he has to have a light defense around 1 and then a large reserve that can immediately counterattack towards ending the points. I think that's basically the best strategy and tactic here from Findeed, the tactical reserve tactic. But it's going to be tricky. I mean, Findeed's got machine guns and everything else by each of the points, but he's clearly expecting Joe to go for the centre one. So theoretically, a rush assault here on the south might have a chance there for Joe to work out. He's going for snipers now. No tanks, I guess. Findeed. Oh, Basil is just staring at me. I was about to call my cat Findeed. I don't think Findeed would appreciate that. Or my cat. He's just staring at me from the floor. I don't know what he's up to there. Trained machine gun here. Nice load up in that building. Kevin's about to get wild out. That's a big loss for Jove.
One of our anti-tank guns is gone.
Jove, I imagine he's trying to formulate some sort of plan that results in him getting the points. But the question, of course, is how does he do this? Because every moment he's not doing anything, it's just more time for Findeed has to dig in with mines, sandbags. More sandbags and mines, which is really only the option he's got for digging in with. I mean, had he had Luftwaffe or the fortification, he could have got like bunkers and trenches and flak emplacements.
We're down to 100 points now.
100 points left here for Joe. I mean, he does have some time, but at the same time, not too much time either. We got flares off him for Findeed. He's obviously trying to figure out what Jove is doing. He's trying to figure out where he's going to attack, so that way he can make better countermeasures. Because one wrong move here is going to be pretty horrific for Findeed. Any movement there? I'm sorry, just Basil staring at me again from the floor, and he's just with his mouth slightly open. It looks a bit silly. Like he's just in complete awe of what I'm doing. Anyway, troops moving about here, a bit falling back, in fact. Comet on the way, so he's going to go for one. Yes, going to go for one. 7 points to left for Findeed. 85 for Jove. Sniper moving up. Needs to be careful here. I think he's sending it on the centre, which... I mean, it could all be a diversion just to the up for then a swift assault in the south, maybe. Hard to say with Jove. It is hard to say. Certainly some mind games here. Mines up. I mean, again, Findeed is clearly anticipating the push here, so preparing the centre course is the best move. Meaning if Jove just take this path, he could end up getting punished here. Straight hit into grenades and whatnot. A kind of landing hit there on the Panther. Comet almost done. We got 73 points left. Can Jove do it? He might actually want to follow up with a Centaur just to help deal with infantry fast and support weapons. The Centaur is absolutely bananas at dealing with infantry. Trenches up here. Interesting. Interesting. Wonder what Jove is planning.
Where do you want us? Where do you want this?
Bit of quiet here. I mean, one option obviously try and launch a assault from here, getting behind Findeed and not catching him off guard. But again, we also see the other issue, of course, Findeed now calling Command Panther. Joe going for land match to soften things up. Will he go for the White Phosphorus Bash or the regular one? The White Phosphorus, of course, better just in some ways, softening up Findeed's defences in other ways, make it hard for him to take form of defence, whereas the land matches, of course, the regular bash just hit stuff. So it'll be very interesting to see here. Whatever happens, it's going to be probably either cataclysmic or utterly anticlimactic. Either way, Jove has pretty much got himself as much time as can. Findeed, I think, is aiming for the King Tiger, the Command Panther, unless he feels pressured for it desperately. It's off the tail. A bit risky in some ways, but I can certainly also understand the logic. I mean, he can get out of King Tiger before Jove, goes for an all-in assault here. He might be able to roll off, but there we go. He's using the artillery to sort of creep ahead. They're using the stamina and everything to back up, and then Commandos creep up to grab the point while camouflage. Clever play there. That's going to force Findeed to have to rush the point with something else exposed him to fire. Clever play here by Jove. Very clever, very cautious. I mean, not a rushman. He's really low on victory points as well, but Jove here does not rush it. He knows he does have enough time. He doesn't have to, get nuts here. Cover shattered. And there you go. Commanders bring themselves out in front of machine guns and everything else. Land matches are managed to open up. There we go. Firing the regular barrage, not the White Phosphorus. Commanders being suppressed here. There you go. Machine guns on the fire from the land matches. Rockets flying down. Comm exposed. Troops pushed back there. Oh! Almost got the entire unit there with it. Troops moving up there. Bun grenade is going to be necessary. Not bun grenade. Light cannon bomb. There you go. Can he pull it off? Forced retreat. Goes off there. Gets a few kills. Sniper gets off another kill. Need to get troops up here. Sniper getting off a few kills. There you go. Manages to get a point. He's down to 3 points. 2 points for Findeed. 2 points. Tully called in here. Sniper getting off another kill. Another kill there with the sniper. Tully could take out the orbital if he's not careful. Sappers moving up. There we go. Almost wiped the entire orbital land squad. There's nothing else to cover the point here. He can grab it with the sappers. And I think this is going to be GG. Findeed's forces are absolutely exhausted. He left himself 2 up and out there, leaving himself active all up to an artillery strike here, like the one Jove launched. He's using like Kednev to stall his buying seconds. He should have gone for the Command Panther sooner, to be honest. But I'm guessing Findeed just was enamored by the King Tiger way. GG. Game over. 1. Oh, what are you doing, Jove? What are you doing? You're moving off the points, you silly twat. And there we go. Oh, Foxes are getting in there. They get in there. Interesting enough, Findeed didn't consider the option of maybe trying to sneak out a force to the ground. That probably, of course, Joe was well dug in here. Easy, either way. He's just moving everything he can. He's trying to buy time. The question, of course, buying time for what? Panther needs to get moving here. Halfway to the ace level. Force about to get wiped out. And with that, there is no way back. There is no salvation here. And there we go. GG game over. A hell of a match here between Jove and Findeed here. Two highly experienced, expert players here in an absolutely insane match right here on Caen with Brits versus Commandos. Some excellent play there from Joe. A few mistakes here and there, but ultimately some really good play, and he particularly used those Commandos like an absolute genius. Like, you just don't see that kind of play from most players, but Jove just went in for the Commandos really, I think, were a key unit. They were MVPs there. Findeed, he also did well at times, so just, I think, fumble a bit, and at times, I think, was too passive and just considered, not the other things. Though it certainly was also not a pressure against a good play, and I think also Findeed made a lot of good moves, but in the end, he just struggled a bit too much there. I think Joe had a really good lead there in terms of victory points. So there you go, an absolutely crazy match on Caen. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Share it with your friends, your family. And if you like what we do, you can donate or pledge on Patreon. Every bit, keeps me, doing this day after day. So do consider. Links in the video description. And if you do subscribe, by the way, do remember to press the little bell so you actually get updates about it. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. You all have a wonderful audience. I hope to see you tomorrow again for another exciting episode